Equal opportunity. It's something valued by every Australian. Today, Julia Gillard has introduced legislation that hopes to bring equal opportunities for quality education to each Australian child.
I want each of you, the whole of our nation, to join me in this crusade to change children's lives.
The bill outlines Labor's plans to improve national education opportunities, including its goal to be the global top 5 for maths, science and reading by 2025. The legislation comes in response to the Gonski school funding review released late last year, which recommended government should provide funding based on need. Today I made my way around the city streets to gauge your opinions about equal educational opportunities.
I think that all children should have equal opportunities, and private schools shouldn't be so heavily funded. I think that they have a greater opportunity at private schools often when public school children may often have more potential to create a better nation.
I think if you're to have a society where everybody should have an education, why not give everybody the opportunity to have an education?
I guess I see how all the private schools are getting more money than public schools. It's not really fair. Whereas their opportunity is higher and more above than your average Australian, and perhaps they should focus more on public schools where students have lesser opportunities and less the facilities aren't as good and stuff.
Cool. I think that's a great thing, especially for regional and rural areas. I mean, when you look at Aboriginal communities and stuff like that, I mean, it's not fair to them. I mean, they should have equal, study rights to us here. I mean, especially, it would be better if, some of the funding went out to those schools, instead of the money being sent overseas.
The Australian Education and Teachers Union have been splayed over recent media, rallying for better pay and conditions. While the government plans to fund schools to bring them up to an equal plane of opportunity, some Melburnians believe that these issues, amongst others, need to be resolved before a possibility for equal education can be considered.
I mean, my mum's a teacher, and, I know as the years go by it seems to get less unfair, I just don't think it's right at the moment. I mean, especially teachers with the union and teachers that aren't with the union. I mean, things like that. I think they need to take a good look at sorting things out.
If you don't pay your staff the wages that help them do the best work they can do, then obviously they're not going to be enticed to come into, new people aren't going to be enticed to come into the workforce, and people who are teachers already are going to be disenfranchised with what they do.
Both my parents are teachers and my dad's head of the union. All the hours they put in that aren't paid for, there's so many more things that you wouldn't see happen if teachers didn't go out of their way to do something, like extracurricular activities don't get paid overnight, and just after school classes, especially in year 12, you get a lot of teachers staying back, working for hours, correcting essays and things like that, and it all goes unpaid and just out of their good hearts. They wouldn't have to do it, but they do anyway.